That's
right?
perfectly okay with me.
Your Honor, I just met my client. I ask you to continue this matter for, say, a week so we can get our bearings here.
Let me get my bearings first. Why don't we proceed for now?
Well, here's how it is, Your Honor. Mr. Dubois will say that my client was asked to name her source and that she won't do so, and thus you should compel her. He'll say that the information that my client received is highly classified, and the GJ is entitled to know the name of the source and to find it out. He'll also say that there's no federal shield law protecting her, and that there's no First Amendment protection either, because this is a matter of, quote-unquote, national security.
Is that about right, Mr. Dubois?
In fact, that's it in a nutshell.
We contend that the First Amendment does protect Rachel Armstrong. I'm well aware of cases in this circuit in which this contention
Well,
is...
I am aware of those cases in this circuit, and they do not authorize her to refuse to respond to these questions. Why don't the three of you come up here right now?
Rachel, come on. Come on up. Over here to the benches.
Ms. Armstrong, I want you to understand that if I should order you to reveal your source, that if you don't do so, I'm going to hold you in contempt of court, and that you will be jailed until you
Hold
do
on, Your
agree
Honor.
to...
Can you rule, please, on my request for a continuance?
Right. I'm going to deny that motion.
I'm only asking for a few days, Judge.
I understand
I'm not,
there is a serious national
there's no reason
security
not to
interest
grant
here.
a continuance.
Would you
You're
let
not.
me run my courtroom? Now, Ms. Armstrong, I direct you to reveal the identity of your source. If you want a few days to consider it, I'll give it to you.
I can't do that.
Mr. Burnside, if you want a few days to advise her to obey my order,
I can't
I'll
advise
give
my
you...
client to betray a confidence.
Okay, look, Your Honor, given the direct threat to our national security, I ask that Miss Armstrong now be held in contempt of court and that she be jailed immediately.
Well, it seems to me that I have before me somebody who is defying my order and who seems to believe that she is above the law itself. I hold you in contempt of court, and I remand you to the custody of the United States Marshal.
Judge. Well, wait. No, Your Honor. Judge. Wait. No, wait. Your Honor.
As soon as you're prepared to speak, you will be released.
Could I have a minute with my client to
You
confer?
may consult with her in the detention
Timmy needs to be
center.
picked up from the Hobemans at 5:30.
This proceeding is closed.
Judge. Your Honor. There's a lot of people looking to get famous here.
So now, what do we do now?
I'll call you tomorrow. Don't worry about
But what are you gonna do
it.
now?
I'm going to call you in the morning, all right? Okay?
She can't hear you, buddy, okay? She'll come home soon. Come on.
Doing better, baby. Buddy, he done seen me some chili bean. Where you been at? What you mean?
All rise. Hear ye, hear ye. All
Armstrong.
persons having business with the
go.
United States District Court to the District of Columbia will draw near. Give your attention and you shall be heard.
Mr. Burnside, your client is here now, so you may proceed when you're ready.
Thank you, sir. Your Honor, I would ask that you would release Ms. Armstrong until such time as the U.S. Court of Appeals can rule on the validity of this contempt citation.
That would vitiate the whole purpose of her incarceration in the first place. She has the key to her own cell.
A key that comes in the form of a loss of integrity is no key at all.
Integrity is subjective. Ms. Armstrong, I'm sympathetic, but you've got to help me out. Will you represent to me that if you're home, that you'll pick up the phone and call or contact your source and try to get permission for you to release the source's name so we can put an end to all of this?
I would be dishonest if I said I could do that.
Well, then you're really not giving me any basis at all. The motion is denied.
Sir, I would ask that the court now impose a fine of $10,000 a day against the Sun-Times until such time as Miss Armstrong's source be revealed.
Your Honor, with all due respect to you, this court, and Miss Armstrong, we don't know who her source is. I don't see how we could be held accountable.
Sir, obviously, with the representation on display here, obviously, the paper not only supports but is encouraging Ms. Armstrong's position. They're enabling her. The Sun-Times should be obliged to obey Your Honor and dismiss Ms. Armstrong if she does not.
That is out of line. Your Honor, respectfully, I ask you to deny this motion.
What's the problem? We still have 15 minutes.
Judge wants to see her. I've got a bail waiting.
The president now seems to feel compelled to get involved personally. He wants to get to the bottom of this debacle.
What happened is terrible, and my heart goes out to her little girl, but it hasn't changed my position.
That's not what I mean. I have here copies of waivers that have been signed by all White House staff and senior CIA. It authorizes you, gives you permission to reveal their names if they were your source. It's a blanket waiver. That should do it for you.
Have a look, see if your source is signed.
These people were obviously coerced.
These people here, these people have signed of their own volition.
Yeah, if you don't sign these, then we'll harass you, we'll investigate you, we'll make your life hell on earth. I'm not even gonna look at them, Judge.
Anybody want some tea?
Yes, please.
No, thank you.
It's from Greece. What are we going to do with you? This has gotten to the point now where my wife is pissed off at me and is telling me that I'm some sort of bully.
Well, you're not gonna get much sympathy from me there.
Your Honor, can I borrow your library for a second?
You think I should look at the waivers?
A man can live a good life, be honorable, give to charity. But in the end, the number of people that come to his funeral is generally dependent on the weather.
What? I'm sorry, I'm not following.
The weather's changed, Rachel. I'm sorry, but it has. That's the truth. In the old days, this would have been a lot easier to fight. The public would have called you a hero. But I don't know, somewhere along the line, the press stopped being the white knight, started being the dragon. That's the way people see it. You want to know why no paper in this country, including your own, has continued covering your story?
Why don't you tell me?
Because your 48-hour news cycle dried up months ago. I mean, look at you, Rachel. You look like shit. Your kid is growing up without you.
Don't bring Timmy into this. It's not fair, okay? I'm a good mother. It's not
Fuck
fair.
Fair. Look, you may not want to bring your son into this, but I do. You want to know why?
Why?
Because I'm defending Rachel Armstrong, not a principal.
A man leaves his family to go to jail to protect a principal, and they name a holiday after him. A man leaves his children to go fight in a war, and they erect a monument to him. A woman does the same thing, and she's a monster. If we back down, what are we saying, Albert? Trust reporters as long as they're not mothers because they'll crack? The truth is, if I had known that writing this fucking story would have separated me from Timmy, then maybe I wouldn't have done it. But here we are. The story's been published, and the path has been chosen, and there's no way back. And in the end, my son will be fine. You know, Raymond's a great father, and Timmy's gonna be okay. But that will not be the case with my source. My source will be publicly saddled with the death of Erica Van Doren. And that, I promise you, will mean the destruction of the person we're talking about. And that, Albert, that is not fair.
Why? I mean, your source knew full well the ramifications of speaking to you.
My source didn't know what they were doing when I got the information.
What, was he drunk? Was he talking in his sleep?
Hey,
We're trying to swim
take
a
on
fucking
that.
waterfall here, Albert. We have a responsibility to the shareholders not to go bankrupt.
If you're so worried about that, then I'll go pro bono from here on in. How about that?
Sold.
Come in.
Okay. I just got off the phone. Stan Riggins has agreed to speak to the grand jury. I guess signing that waiver spooked him. Stan. I owe that kid in my office $10.
When is all this supposed to happen?
As soon as possible. You don't have to wait till tomorrow morning. Once he confirms he was your source, you're off the hook. Pack your bags, Rachel. You were chief of staff to the vice president.
I resigned 11 months ago.
And were you the source of information provided on the October 6th edition of the Capital Sun-Times in which the identity of a covert CIA agent was revealed?
I was.
Can you tell us all how that came about?
Well, I guess I was just so angry at Erica Van Doren and her husband. My emotions got the better of me.
I'm not interested in your motivations. I want to know how you came to reveal this information.
I was at a party.
You guys, it's muddy right here.
I had been drinking.
Stan?
Oh, hello there, youngish lady. How are you?
You're gonna do, please. Good. Great. Just here with my son.
They're cute now, but they grow up, you know?
So I've been reading. So I heard Glenn invited you. It's good to see you.
Yeah, and you thought, well, how can I pass up this opportunity?
That is exactly what I thought. Can I ask you a question?
Anything.
Ambassador Van Doren,
What about him?
his wife. She a spook, Stan?
Come here. Now look, you did not hear this from me.
Of course not.
Not from me.
Absolutely not.
But everybody knows she's at the CIA. Everybody. But you can't use that.
Hey, I won't say it came from you, but we're not off the record.
Ah, screw it. Everybody knows anyway. Common knowledge.
Do you know if she happened to get out to Venezuela at all?
Wait a minute. She came to you and asked you if Miss Van Doren was a spy. She already knew.
That's right.
They're not satisfied with Riggins. He was just your corroborative source. So was the FBI guy who gave you her report. They still want the original source, which puts us back at square one.
Well, how much longer can this go on?
It's 7 months or so before the grand jury is required to disband, and then Dubois can just order up a new one.
I can't.
I'm going to have to tell the warden I did this. Look. If you're going to be here another 7 months, then you should know in every way how this will affect you.